All right, guys, so I started filming a video about like some stuff with the Terminator X that I've been doing with this truck, but I don't know, I don't really like it. So I'm gonna go over the next thing that I'm currently doing right now. I started it before I started filming. I really only started a half hour ago, so I'm not too far into it. But so the shifter that was in this truck, really nice shifter, Precision Performance Products. It's for a Turbo 400, but it's for a forward manual valve body. And the truck, I found out, has a reverse manual valve body. So that one obviously doesn't work. And so I went with the Motion Raceworks Operator shifter because I wanted a air shifting capability. And this one runs off of the same amount of pressure that I use for dome pressure. It runs off, I think it said between 70 and 90. I have mine set to 80 PSI. So we're gonna plumb some air into it. I think for Turbo 400, it said in the back, I believe Power Glide, it uses the front. I'll recheck it before I hook it up. But really nice piece. I just had to drill into this bracket that was here. Not really a huge deal. It took me about all of 2 minutes. I want to get some longer bolts. These are barely hanging on by like 2 threads. But I mean, it's on there pretty good. So really nice piece, man. Like, I had to wait for it, but well worth the wait. Oh, this is my favorite part right here, actually. All right, so right now I'm putting the cable through the floor, and then I'm gonna get up under it really quick, get this set up, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show you how I actually pin mapped it in the Terminator X if you don't know how, and then we'll go ahead and give it a test. Hopefully the way I hooked it up works. It should work, but I guess we'll see. All right, so I've got everything plumbed, hooked up. Let me go over really quick, just a reminder. So fixed air coming out of the bottle runs into this T up here. It tees off and it comes back. This is the MAC valve for the shifter. So it comes into 1, comes into there. This is the vent. And then 2 comes out. I have it running back along and it goes into the back of the cylinder. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into first really quick, and we'll see if it works. The way I have it set up, actually, let me pull it up in the computer real quick. So I was gonna do a screen record, but I'm too lazy. So I have it set out as an output, okay? And it is pinned to, right here, output number 4, which is then wired, this wire right here, which goes to that MAC valve. And then the way that it is configured, I threw some just generic things in here really quick. I think this is correct. So anytime a single one of these triggers happens, then the solenoid will activate, deactivate, and then reactivate and deactivate again. So basically, when I let off the button, boost time will start. So 2 seconds in, it'll shift, and then deactivate 2.1, and then shift again at 4 seconds. These are nowhere near accurate right now, but this is just for me to test it. So let me go ahead and open the bottle really quick, check my pressure. I don't hear any leaks, so that's good. Sitting about 80 pounds. And then I have my MAC valves hooked up to a toggle switch over there, just because they flutter randomly, and I was tired of hearing it. Plus, I figured probably, better off if it's just on a switch. So let me turn it on really quick. Actually, let me put it in first. All right, let me go turn the solenoids on, and then we'll hit the button and see if it works. All right, another big thing, I had to turn on the actual ECU. So that's on. I got the solenoids on. You won't be able to see it because this is unhooked, but so, right, hit the trans brake button. Okay, boost coming up, let go of the button, and it should shift at 2 and 4 seconds. Boom. So I'm glad I got that right. I actually, figured that one out on my own. I just kind of went into it. I was like, you know what, if I just set it up for a single sensor, and then when it hits 2 and then it hits 4, I mean, it should shift. So happy that it works. Gonna test it out on the street, obviously. Still got, don't have a long way to go with this truck, but it's like little ankle biter things. Biggest thing next, I am gonna do the dump valve setup to get this converter, to get this thing up on the two-step better. This converter is just really tight, and I can feel it. As soon as I put it in first, the truck wants to start going forward. All right, so it actually worked the first time, and then every time I tried it after that, it didn't work. So I've been playing with the air pressure a little bit, and then what I had to do was actually add it so it deactivated a little bit later. I had it on for 0.1 second, so now I have it on for 0.2 seconds, and I had to up the pressure a little bit too. So I've gotten it to work 2 times in a row. I wanted to make sure it works again. I think an issue might be, so I have this teed in obviously to the bottle, but being that it's also controlling the like wastegate dome, and it's putting CO2 on top of that, I need to make sure the bottle, I guess can keep up or whatever, or have the air pressure so this way it won't, bleed off between the two where either I'm losing boost or the truck won't shift. So let's go ahead and give it another shot, and hopefully we can go 3 times in a row, which I will say at that point it's good to go. All right, so I've got the solenoids on, air's turned on. Let's hit the button, close it up, let go. All right, so for me, I'm gonna call that good. I need to check and make sure the truck is actually, the transmission shifter lever or cable is actually adjusted right. I'm pretty sure it is. Usually I get it right first try every time. What I do, which always works for me, maybe it's the right way, maybe it's not, I put the truck or car or whatever, I put the transmission all the way into the last gear, whether that's first or third or whatever. So on this truck, it's third. So I put it all the way into third, and then I hook up the cable with the shifter in third gear, and then I run it all the way back to park. And every time I've done it, I've had no issues with it. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up the truck, give it a quick test, and hopefully that works. You'll have to excuse me, my camera man isn't here, so I'm going to have to do this in the first person, unfortunately. So pretty painless, seems like it works really well. I did have to wait a couple weeks for the Motion Raceworks shifter to come in because they were doing some powder coating or whatever. I'll say their customer service is awesome. Like, they sent me an email, a couple weeks went by, and I emailed them, was like, hey, is there a timeline? Just, was curious. I'm not in any rush. And they emailed me right back like 10 minutes later. They were like, yeah, we're gonna have we're putting them together now. We will have your tracking by the end of the week. And sure enough, by the end of the week, I had it show up, what's today, Wednesday or whatever. So, huge shout out to those dudes out there. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for. It's a good product. The customer service is more than enough to make me keep coming back. Oh, and they put candy in their boxes. So I got a lollipop both times. The inner fat kid in me was happy about some candy in my race car parts box. So. Additionally, one last thing, I did actually sign up for and pay for, if you don't watch Joe Simpson, he's a Holley tuner, outstanding. He has a course that he's putting together to teach people how to tune. And granted, I've done a bunch with the Terminator X and stuff on the Fox body that I had. I'm a big fan of, you can always learn more, and a lot of it's stuff that I've already known, but he's actually starting to get into like fuel calculations and stuff like that too, which I don't know. I just been guessing at, and I'm learning a lot. So anyway, that's it for this one, guys. Just a quick little install, getting this truck right. I'm like chomping at the bit to get out there and start racing with this truck. Get it on the dyno also. I've got the tune pretty much solid for driving around and then also idle. And I mean, I've been running it in open loop, and it's, you know, at idle. I don't have a closed loop coming on until like 3,800 RPM. So yeah, I mean, everything's, you know, on the up and up. Just those couple little things to fix. The big one being the intake air temperature issue. So need to figure out what I'm going to do with that as far as you know, intercooler, whether it's front mounted intercooler, or I honestly think I'm going to go with, I'm just going to wait until Holley gets their low rams back in stock. That's the only reason why I haven't gotten it yet. So this way I can get that sandwich style intercooler, and then I'll run like a water tank or something in the bed. I've got more than enough room in this truck bed for stuff. So yeah, as always guys, thanks for watching, thanks for following along. Take care, we'll see you on the next one.